Hi, everyone. So today I want to walk through for you what exactly our student training portal entails so that you can really get a clear understanding of what it is that you're going to be learning, the skills that you're going to be building and developing, professionally speaking, in this program. Before we do that, though, I want to just start big picture and for why we do this and why it's so important for you to focus on your hard skill building outside of your coursework. We know that just over 4 in 10 college graduates will be either unemployed or underemployed. And this is a pre pandemic number. So we know that going forward, this number could even be worse. Um, what that means beyond being unemployed, that a large percentage of graduates don't even use or need their college degree for their employment. And there's a few reasons why we know that's happening. In particular, number one, many university majors and courses, they don't necessarily teach you practical professional skills because they're just not set up to do that. That's not the purpose, right? So for an economics major, your econ classes are not necessarily going to prepare you to go be a data analyst if you're studying quantitative economics, for example, or you think that that's the profession you want to go into. They're not going to teach you Tableau or SQL or R necessarily. Some of the classes might, but there's a lot of these practical skills that we know, for example, data analysts and data scientists use, but that your statistics major or your econ major, for example, is not going to teach you. Similarly, if you're a creative writer and you know, or a history major and you want to be a storyteller, well, those liberal arts classes aren't going to teach you how to become a storyteller for a living at a company, right? We know that a lot of those roles, you know, and usually those fall within marketing, require all sorts of different skills and experiences that marketers are using, but that those courses don't necessarily teach. So how do you then bridge that gap? How do you sort of connect what you're learning in the classroom to make yourself more employable? And the truth is, you need to go outside the classroom and you need to put in the time and effort to identify those skills that you're missing and then go build them. And that's what we've done essentially for you uh, in the Sage Core program. So I'm gonna share my screen with you now and just walk you through um, our student portal here. And as you can see, so every student will come into this portal once you enroll. And as you can see, you'll be assigned, you can pick a different, we call them learning paths, but you'll pick which area you want to focus on. As you can see, most of these are between 40 and 50 hours. Some of them are more. The software development in particular is more because we're teaching you new, coding languages and platforms for front end and back end software development that you may not have seen. But the other ones are mostly 50 hours, and they're meant to be completed in the weeks and months leading up to your program with us. So, for example, if you're doing this in the summer with us, then we'd want you to complete these in the spring. And if you do this in the fall, we want you to complete these in, before that in late summer. And then same if you do this in the spring semester, we want you to finish up, before winter break, right? It's self-paced. It's not meant to be high pressure or intense. You do this when you can, and you spread it out over a series of a couple months. And again, it's about 50 hours. You can do a few hours a week, and I'm just going to pop into a few of these so that you can get a better sense for what this looks like. So every student in our program first is going to go through these initial modules. The first workshop is a video that I'll do live for each cohort at the beginning of the program, but it's really meant to help you do a self-assessment, and as we talked about, identify the skills that you have and then the skill gaps that you have, the skills you're missing. If you're interested in a marketing role but you're an English major, or a psychology major, or you're interested in a data role but you're an econ major, or you're interested in being a designer or a software developer and you're a comp sci major and you've only seen Python and C++, whatever the areas, you're going to have skill gaps, and that's okay. But the question then is, how do you then take the initiative to alleviate that issue for employers, right? So we'll put you through a very simple process that we've developed here, tried and true. with hundreds and hundreds of students before you. We'll also walk you through some soft skill modules here. You'll have an assigned program manager who's going to help you review and revise your resume. We're going to talk to you about the rhythms of remote work, which is very different, okay, than online classes. So we want to make sure that you're well prepared for that. Also showing you how to optimize your LinkedIn profile. If you're not on LinkedIn, you need to get on LinkedIn and start leveraging the network there, and really how to build and bolster your network and the network effect, right? So it's not just who you know, but also who they know, and how they can help you. So you'll get all of those first. And then, as you can see here, it's about 40 hours in this marketing progression that you'll dig into, right? And so introducing you to what growth hacking is and digital marketing and how do you run Facebook and Instagram ads, learning what search engine optimization or SEO is so that Google can find content that you create online, building a brand on social media, very different than creating just content for you and your friends individually. Um, how do you create video content for YouTube and podcasts, right? Today's content is a lot different than it was 5, 10, 20 years ago, et cetera, right? So people now are much more visual with how they consume content. Getting you certified in a couple of software platforms, Google Analytics and HubSpot inbound marketing, right? These are programs, these are software platforms and programs that we know today's marketers use. So when you come out of even just this learning path, right, you'll be able to add these hard skills to your resume. Running ads on these platforms, being certified and being proficient in Google Analytics and HubSpot, right? Those new skills, that matters. That's impressive on your resume. That will really make you stand out. So you're not just the English major who thinks he's a good writer and would be good at storytelling and marketing, right? Or a journalism major. Like, these skills will help you then present a more compelling narrative to prospective employers that frankly you just wouldn't have otherwise, if you just rely on your coursework. I'll show you all the data analytics learning path. Same initial, soft skill and career development workshops. And then as you can see here, this one's 45 hours. And in this one, you're going to be learning and working with Python and SQL and Tableau to build data visualization tables and learning how to do that in Microsoft Excel, which is just a much more sophisticated way to work with data, and even learning some programming and building algorithms in these software platforms and learning R. In this one, you're talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 5 new software platforms that you'll become proficient in. Again, add that to your resume, then go present yourself as the econ major or the stats major who's interested in working with data and research. Oh, and you've gone and learned these other software platforms, right? This will make you much, much more employable. And then once you go through these platforms, we'll then connect you with interviews in our program, at least, with startups where you can talk intelligently about these different verticals. So I just went through marketing and data analytics. We have longer versions for software development. This one's 70 hours. We have a more advanced one that's 160 hours. We also have ones for designers as well, where you can learn the software platforms and actually do projects to build a website and or a mobile app. We'll just show you as well the business development track, which is pretty popular in our program. And so in this course, again, same soft skill training up front, but then you're going to really dig in here. What is it like to work with clients and customers, and what are some skills and techniques you can use to do that? Leveraging LinkedIn as a tool. How do you diagnose the health of a business and analyze a business using, in this case, what we call key performance indicators and other metrics? How do you write a business plan and a growth strategy? How do you do a market research analysis, right? How do you do a competitor analysis? Learning how to reach out to people cold, which is a terrifying experience for many, but important, right? And putting yourself out there, getting you experience and becoming proficient in some of the software tools that we know people in business development and account management and sales use, namely Salesforce or HubSpot. Even learning financial modeling, right? We've got a 6-hour course on the basics of building a financial model, and we can put in more advanced modules here for those interested. But again, even in this less technical sort of learning path, you're going to be able to add these skills and experiences to your resume to just tell a more compelling story in your upcoming interviews, whether it's in our program with a startup, but then otherwise in subsequent internships and in full-time experiences. So all students again will go through that learning portal that I just walked you through, and then from there we'll begin the matching process of connecting you with a startup in our program. And I'm going to do that for you in a separate video, which we'll share with you as well. So thanks so much for listening, and we hope you'll join us in our program soon.